Hey, today we have Erebus from Old Man. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. Sending out a lot of love. I think I missed that in the last video. Damn, I don't actually know if I did. Shout out to Old Man again. Shout out to Old Man. I'm sorry, that Cthulhu SCP one, like, I know if you're maybe SCPs don't interest you, maybe, but I really suggest you check out the Cthulhu one I uploaded alongside this one. That is what I'm recovering after. I'm coming to this video after that one. I'm recovering. I am really recovering. Okay, let's start. Let's see what Old Man got in store for Erebus. And also Erebus was recommended for a while, but I thought this was perfect timing to do now because I have finished the Word Bearers, and Erebus was one of those mentioned. And again, calling back to the comment that said Erebus isn't even his real name, that he killed the kid and snatched the dog tags off his name, got the social security card, everything, got his birth certificate, and became Erebus. So let's go with Erebus and let's do this.
Warning. The views expressed in 5-ish minute lore, the lore delivered in rants, are sanctioned by their scholar Progenium as excess rageous. Prolonged exposure can result in loss of IQ, high blood pressure, random outbursts, and blunt force trauma to the skull, resulting in unconsciousness. Please consult your local physician for more information.
Let's do it.
First chaplain and dark apostle of the Word Bearers, Erebus. The man single-handedly responsible for at least 70% of the modern-day Imperium's problems.
Sus.
He is, as a certain drunk marsupial once said, truly a bald cut.
Truly a drunk marsupial.
Just take a second and think, because somewhere in your life there's a guy who everyone likes but no one would turn their back on. It's the same guy who everyone is bro tier with, but the concept of leaving a girlfriend near them is stupid. It's the guy you know damn well would screw you over for a Kit Kat bar, but for some reason you just like having them around. In 40K, we call this guy...
Wait, he said the guy... I want to run that all back. He said the guy that you... Wait. Let me hear. I muted it at the... I love how these videos go. See, this is why reaction videos are fun. A lot of mess ups.
Just take a second and think, because somewhere in your life there's a guy who everyone likes but no one would turn their back on. It's the same guy who everyone is bro tier with, but the concept of leaving a girlfriend near them is stupid.
I love that. That explains what I've heard about Erebus so far so well. That is so funny, and I just love how he said that. The one guy that everybody in their life likes, but when it turned their back on, or even like the concept of leaving your girlfriend around them is just not it. Yeah, I love that. Oh my gosh. You know, some people try to paint me out as that person because... Okay, so I want to say it's the whole being nice thing, but it's like, oh, what is it? No, I remember. It's not being nice. Oh my gosh, I remembered it because I used to say this thing about people who said they were nice. Being nice is usually, like, being nice is an act of trying to get something out of someone. You're not naturally someone who's a nice person. Being nice is because you know you're gonna get something out of somebody. But is it genuine? There's a different word, a way better word for what I was, but that's what was mistaken in me. People thought I was just nice for a certain reason. It's like, no, bro, I'm just genuinely a good person because I like freaking being me and just being good. I don't care about no gain. I just like to feel good at the end of the day for just being genuinely a good person. But I forgot what it is. I think that's what it was. Being nice. That's what it was. Yeah, I don't know why I just dropped that lunar lore on you, but oh, that's what we call it now when I go on my rants. Lunar lore. Some lunar lore, some LL.
It's the guy you know damn well would screw you over for a Kit Kat bar, but for some reason you just like having them around. In 40K, we call this guy Erebus. And while his name isn't technically an anagram, it is for be sure, as in be sure he isn't doing some sketchy shit right now.
Love that.
Erebus is so damn sketchy he isn't even really Erebus. Some asshole kid was born on Colchis, and he wasn't exactly a scholar. The one thing this boy was known for was being an absolute turd who figured out his calling in life when he was torturing small desert animals. From small desert animals, he graduated to making friends, screwing with them, and causing mayhem, which eventually he got caught doing. His parents, who knew they were raising an asshole, tried to course correct and give him an example to follow. The example was this excellent student who was pious and respected, and his name was Erebus. Turd Boy thought the best way to be like Erebus was to strangle him, steal his identity, take his name, and take his scholarship, and go and become a priest. So Turd Boy, now Erebus, found himself just screwing around in the planetary capital Veridesh, turning friends on friends and just being a general ass clown, when suddenly he has a vision that lets him know that the four gods of chaos thought that he was just the bestest boy ever. It was at this point his penchant for being a devious little shit found good old-fashioned religion, because it's one thing to be a complete asshole for the shield.
I think the Uno meme fits so well along with everything else he's saying is because Uno is one of those games where, especially Uno Flip, where it's just like losing friendships over a card game. Be a decent fucking person or draw 25. And this is one of the Uno cards where you, well, I don't know if it's the blank, you know, the blank Uno card where you can kind of make like your own rule on it. I don't know if that's this or he edited over it, but
or lulz, but it's another thing entirely to be a shit and know that the gods are smiling down at you for it. When Lorgar's faith in the one god took over Colchis, Erebus had gone underground before coming back into the light as a fervent, at least in public, supporter of the new faith of the one god. At this point, the Emperor landed on Colchis, and of everyone on the planet, there was only one that didn't immediately feel the urge to facepalm onto the ground, and that was Erebus himself. He did it anyway, but that's because he was trying to fit into the crowd at that point. Wow. Erebus almost pissed his pants because now he saw the reason for his existence.
Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-da, doo-da, hope I get away with it. Oh, doo-da,
did I hear old man chuckle when he put that edit in? Bro, that was great. Yo, Erebus has this grin, man. He is just... the first time I seen a picture of Erebus, I think it was like even like... I can't remember around the time that I seen it, but... I think I seen him in a video before like I started knowing about... Like, it was kind of like still coming into Warhammer, I feel. And I think I said that he was super sketchy, but... From the beginning that I've seen that picture, he just looks like something is up, man.
He's gotten his rocks off by getting friends to punch each other and making family reunions awkward as shit. But wow. This was a calling to fuck shit up on a galactic stage. He was one of the first native Colchisians to be made into a new stock of Space Marines. Lorgar hadn't even renamed the fucking Legion yet, and Erebus was already being sus as hell. Before the Imperial Heralds were given the name the Word Bearers, Erebus was already knee-deep in plotting. It was him that pushed for the massive conversion of all the conquered worlds to the worship of the God Emperor, and as the Word Bearers' conquest slowed to an almost standstill, he was already preparing for the day that Big E would step in. When Monarchia happened, Erebus already had a plan set and ready to go in motion. Damn. And within only a few years of Monarchia, directly under the nose of Custodian Guards, Erebus had converted not only Lorgar himself, but most of the Legion to the worship of Chaos. I hate Erebus like any other right-minded individual, but by the Emperor, talk about a long game. The planning and execution of this was so meticulous that there were only a handful that were actually suspicious of his motives, and by the time those motives got revealed, it was way too late to do anything about it. Wow. Let's view his greatest hits before the kickoff of the Horus Heresy, because frankly, in the up-to-bullshit department, he looked at the Alpha Legion and said, "Hold my beer." It was him that organized the war with the...
Hang on, the meme and him ending at the... looked at the Alpha Legion and said, "Hold my beer." He said, "I'm about to be 10 times more chaotic than you guys can ever be."
Interacts by stealing an artifact known as the Anathame. It was him that turned the secretive warrior lodges of many legions into hotbeds of chaos worship and sedition.
I don't get the meme.
It was him that gave the Anathame to Eugene Timber, the planetary governor of Davin, who was then corrupted by Nurgle and rebelled, eventually wounding Horus after Erebus himself had manipulated Horus into personally leading the attack. Wow. Immediately after the fact, Erebus is the one that took advantage of the emotionally compromised Sons of Horus warrior.
Horus? Search for the truth of Horus's daddy issues. Erebus. Oh my gosh.
Lodge to send Horus to the Snake Priest Temple, and it was Erebus himself that oversaw the ritual and was the spokesman for the ruinous powers. And after Horus returned, Erebus planned out the entirety of the Isstvan III campaign to purge loyalist elements from the trade allegiance right alongside Horus.
Bro.
In fact, he was so good at hiding how absolutely sus he was being that anyone who did think he was up to something was actually on Isstvan III when the virus bombs fell. Later on, to put the cherry on top, he summons the rune storm on Cal.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Lorgar might have been the one that was the figurehead for turning everyone, but in reality it was this little prick who spent his days and nights scheming so hard that even Alfarius probably started taking extensive notes.
Yeah.
It was at this point where...
I love the reference to Alpha Legion. That is great. Alfarius probably somewhere in his little... Because there was the rumor, right, that... it was like, you know... kind of like no one knows where Alfarius is. Do they don't know where both of them are? It's both of them, right? Alfarius and the other guy. Who was it? It's Alfarius and who? What's the other guy's name? Damn, why aren't people running around saying I am that guy? Oh, interesting. But yeah, Alfarius is in his like little like cubby, or probably having secret. Honestly, as much as Erebus schemes, Alfarius, he probably knows the location of Alfarius, and it's probably like where they go and have tea.
Everyone now was decisively aware that he was a scheming little bastard. Even Horus, as hyped up on strippers and blow that he was at that point in the heresy, figured out that Erebus was full of crap. But then, like most people who get really full of themselves and scheme on top of scheme on top of sus on top of scheme, he eventually started screwing up on a massive scale. His first major mistake was when he played Among Us, the real game, and killed Argel Tall. This
Played him. Oh no, Argo. Okay, I remember Argel Tall and Karn. Yeah, he said it played the real life Among Us. I don't want to play that back.
His first major mistake was when he played Among Us, the real game, and killed Argel Tall. This normally wouldn't have been an issue, but since Argel Tall was friends with Karn, an issue ensued where he almost got killed and was forced to use warp fuckery to escape. Then, finally, the little arrogant bastard screwed up way too much to smooth talk his way out of, or warp fuck his way out of. After he failed to corrupt Sanguinius through other sketchy means and publicly lost his temper on Horus over it, Horus had decided he had had more than enough of Mr. Steal Girl and decided to cut the
He rolled all one.
Skin off Erebus' head with his own damn knife.
Yeah, damn.
After that, the only thing we know about Erebus so far is that despite taking less than 100 years to completely screw everything up, he spent the past 10,000 trying to get rid of Corpheron, who's the other fuck-witted shit given of the word bearers that helped to corrupt Lorgar after Monarchia. But make no mistake, if one were given a bolter with 2 rounds and put in a room with a helpless Lorgar, a helpless Corpheron, and a helpless Erebus just prior to Monarchia, it would be wise to shoot Erebus twice.
Shoot
and then
Erebus.
beat him with the gun until the damn thing broke.
The absolute pain. Oh my gosh. Old man. Jesus. I love it. 5-ish minute lore on Erebus. Erebus, can I come up with my own things for Erebus? Yo, Erebus is like, oh my god, shout out to old man, and shout out to all of you. If you want to stay for this part, go ahead, but I'm gonna just say my outro. Much love in Moonlight, and I'll see you in the next one. But Erebus is like that guy. Erebus is like the person who double dips. Erebus is like oh my gosh, no, it's got to be more plotting to that. Erebus is like the person. It's got to be more extreme than just double dipping. Erebus is like your upstairs neighbor somehow convincing the downstairs neighbor, and you being in the middle if you ever lived in an apartment, to also like, and the Erebus would like find a way to make it where simultaneously your upstairs neighbor, downstairs, and both of the neighbors on the side are all banging on your walls at the same time, while Erebus is somehow getting your apartment robbed. I don't know. Like, Erebus is like scheme master. Oh my gosh. And for the Among Us meme, he's like the person you vote out first all the time. How So he stole. Okay, so now I understand the identity stealing a little bit more. So this person's identity he stole. It was like, if I'm going back, it wasn't just. It was like completely, literally everything. Erebus, for be sure. Okay, this. Please tell me this didn't happen. Was there actually an episode of Family Guy now that did an Among Us reference? People of cultures. The real Erebus. Gosh, local man ruins everything. It was just a prank, bro. Look at this smug smile, bro. The word bearers. I mean, okay, but you know what? Before I end the video, I'm going to give Erebus some credit. Erebus does fill in what I believed about the word bearers. Being a part of something called the word bearers, I feel like you would have to be pretty, like, not pretty smart. Like, you'd be regarded for some sort of cleverness or some sort of, like, espionage, some sort of just, like, otherworldly knowledge, which him working alongside the chaos gods, I mean, it kind of makes sense, and how much he was able to plot and just get around things and have absolutely, seems like this man has plot armor. That's what a word bearer would, I would imagine a word bearer to be like not like, doesn't have to be a complete asshole, but like literally that skilled in just being scheming or all knowing of how to just absolutely throw everything out of whack. Great job, Erebus. I'm going now. Much love, Moonlight, for real, if you stayed this long. And yeah, Erebus is really just that dude, man. I wish I had more to say. I think Old Man wrapped it up the best. The dude who just, you would not leave a girlfriend around. Why would you do it? I love that. Peace.